In this video, I'm going to teach you how to enter data into SPSS. This is a beginner-friendly video, and as you watch, please do it to like, subscribe, and turn the bell icon. This is the sample data that we'll be using for demonstration. I'll be using this data to teach you how to enter data into SPSS. On SPSS, we have the data view and the variable view. The data view is where we are going to paste this particular data. We're going to copy this data. We're going to enter it into the data view. While in the variable view, we're going to set the variable names. What is a variable? This ID, age, gender, study hours, and test scores are the variables. While these other values are the data. Before you can enter this data into SPSS, you need to set up the variable view first. So to do this, I need to go to variable view, and the first variable is ID. So I'm going to type in ID. When writing variable view, there are some letters that is not acceptable. Example, space. If I write sample, let's say I write sample and I put space, I write ID, I press enter. SPSS is going to reject it because letter space is not allowed. If you want to write a word that have space in between, let's say sample ID, it's either I write sample and I use underscore and ID. SPSS is going to accept this, or I can start with capital letter S. Then after spelling out the sample, I can use capital letter I and D. This can also work too. Let me write it like this, but don't use don't add space to it. Other letters that SPSS reject is numbers. You can't use numbers to start. If I write it and I write maybe G or anything, SPSS is going to reject it. So if you want to start variable name, you can start variable name with an alphabet, but you can end it with numbers. It's going to accept. For example, A1, I type enter, it's going to work, but I can't write 1A. So I believe you understand this. So if you want to clear this, I need to do is to right click this and click clear. I click this, I click clear, I click this, I click clear. So after setting the ID, the next thing that I'm going to write is our age, gender, study hours, or test score. To do this easily, I will just copy this, Ctrl C. Then I'm going to paste it on this box. Where I'll come to this place, click on paste. I'm going to click on transpose. So Excel will transpose this from me. I can easily copy this and paste it into SPSS. So I've copied it. I'll go back to SPSS. Then if I click on this place, I'll click on paste. As you can see, I've entered there easily. As you can see, there's no with this study hours, there's no space in between. There's no space in between. The next thing is how to set up the type. Okay, it's very simple. If I click on numeric means on this particular variable, what of the entry are numbers. If I come to the data view and I enter alphabet, SPSS is going to reject it because I indicated that it is numbers that I want to enter into it. For ID, since ID are just numbers, I'm going to leave this as numeric. Age is a number, I'll leave it as numeric. Gender, though our gender, yeah, male and female. One thing you know is that SPSS does not prefer you writing alphabets. They prefer you writing numbers. If you write in alphabets or words into SPSS, you can run statistical analysis on them. So I'm going to convert or recode all our alphabets. For example, this gender, I'm going to recode male as 1, female as 2. So was because of that, on this place, I'm going to leave this at numeric. So that was numeric. But if I want to enter alphabet or words, I can simply change this. For example, I want to enter this gender as words. I can come to this place. I put it as string. String means I can add a combination of both words and alphabet, figures and alphabets to it. If I leave it as string, go to data view, gender, right? I type me, it's going to enter yet. Also type in uh, figures, it's still going to enter. But things like can't want static analysis on string variables. So sake of that, I'm going to change this to numeric. If I want to enter date, yet if you have date data, you can select date. If you have scientific notification, you can select them. If you have custom currency, you can select that. But the most common one that you'll be using are either numeric or strings. I'm going to leave this at numeric. Tab OK. The next thing is the width. The width is the space between here. Yet, if for the for the age, if I increase the width, if you come out of the variable view, you're going to see that it's going to increase. Let's say I can set to increase the width from this particular one to 60. It's just if you have long character that you want to enter, you can set to increase the width. Okay, between 1 to 40. Let's say I increase this to 30. If you have longer character that I want to enter, try to increase the width. I go to tab, you can see the age width has increased. You can also try to decrease it like this, depending on the length of the character that you want to enter. So I'm going to set this back to 8. Then for the decimal, it's just the decimal places. For example, if I go back, let's say I enter 12, you can see it's showing 12.00. That is 2 decimal places. You also decide to remove it. You can set to increase it, except to reduce it to 0 if you want. Set to increase L to 0 if you want. And for label, it's very important. Label is where you put the description. Example ID. On this place, I can type in sample ID as a label. I can type in full in this particular place. It is very important you add labels to your data because most times once your output or your result of statistical analysis come out, if they ask label, it's going to display the label. I'm going to explain this as we go on, but right now I'm just want to add my label to this because it is very important. So as you notice, when adding label, there's no need for you to write it like this. You can include space in your label. Label is just like the description of your variable. Then values is where I get to to code our gender, male as 1 and female as 2. So for this, I'm going to go back to SPSS, and in this gender, on this value, I'm going to click on this, and value, I'm going to represent 1 as what's male. I'm going to click on add, and do 2 as female. So now instead of me adding, if I go back to gender, instead of me adding typing male or female, I need to do is a simply type 1. If I put 1, I enter, it's going to turn into male. If I add 2, I enter, it's going to turn into female. So this is how you enter it. The miss is when you have missing value, you can leave this at none. You can leave this column 2. Then the scale of measurement. This is what called scale of measure. To explain this better, I would like to use AI to explain this. In statistics, there are 4 types of measure: nominal, ordinal, scale, and ratio, interval, and ratio. But in SPSS, there are basically 3. As you can see, we have just scale, ordinal, nominal. So your variable can be either one of these. So I'm going to come here. Nominal simply means categorical variables with add, order, or ranking. For example, your gender, categorical variable, because it's just for naming things like types of car. If we have types of car is a variable just for naming. You can have Benz, Lexus, stuff like that. So nominal is used for categorical variables like your gender, marital status, blood group. Then ordinal is for categorical variables that have ranking, like socioeconomic class, low, middle, high. So economic class can be either low, middle, or high. Educational level can either be primary, secondary, or tertiary. Then for Likert scale, so that strongly disagree, strongly agree, and the last one is scale. Scale is just for scale is a combination of interval and ratio for continuous variables, something like age, income, weight for numeric. So since we know this, we're going to come back. So for our ID is actually nominal because for naming you get So I can try to put ID as K or as nominal. Yeah, but since it's for nominal, just for name here, I'm going to put this as nominal. Our age is K because this of continuous numbers. Yeah, our gender is nominal. Study hours will be K. Test score will be K. So once you have done with this, then the next step is entry our data into SPSS. So I'm going to clean this. Tap on OK. So I'm going to go back to our Excel sheet. So guys, decide to copy everything. Decide to copy everything and paste it into SPSS. So to do this, I'm going to, for our ID and age, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to go back to SPSS and right click and I will paste. There for our study hours, and test score, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste. And guys, please do to give this video a like. It is very important you like this video. Then for our gender, I'm going to go back to our Excel sheet. Remember, I'm going to code this as both male and female. It is done here already. So when I see male, I write 1. I've already coded it. So I'm going to, what I need to do is simply delete this. Simply delete this. Very easy. So after coding our gender, the next is to simply copy it. Go back to SPSS and paste the gender. Click on paste. So if you click on this particular icon right here, it is going to change to numbers, and if you click on it, it's going to change to the words. So guys, we have successfully enter our data into SPSS. In our next video, I'll be teaching you guys how to do analysis, descriptive analysis, how to test for hypothesis. But if you find this video helpful, please do to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon. I'm going to see you in my next video. Peace out.